Thanks for staying. I appreciate you guys being here. Obviously, great college basketball game. I mean, we had a chance with 7th-ranked team in the country with the ball down the stretch. Couldn't ask, more from our guys. Huge bounce back. We were not good against Indiana. They really changed their approach. We had 2 really good practices. We had our best shoot around today, and give Michigan State obviously credit. They cracked us on the glass. He's got some guys that go downhill. I thought we did a good job, on Kohler, who's been a really problem for everybody. We had great minutes from our guys, just, play short. And, but proud of our guys, proud of the crowd, proud of their effort. And, a heck of a bounce back. And I was not happy with our guys the other day. And, if we can play like this and go on the road, hopefully this gives us a little confidence, but, tough game, tough loss, and we had our opportunities.
Steve, what was the thought process down the stretch? Looked like you went small without a traditional center.
Yeah, I just thought those guys were the most effective, for us. And, June can guard any of these guys, and DG too. And I thought our speed, too, down the stretch, could help us. They turned the ball over a lot today. They're not a team that turns the ball over. I thought our speed and quickness kind of, did some things to them. Our ball pressure was good. But, I like these 2 guys when we can. They can score. They can their versatility, So we just kind of went with that group down the stretch, and I thought they were good for us. And they caused some problems, and we had foul trouble, too, with some other guys.
You guys go up 17 seconds left after J-Mike hits the free throw, and they're in the bonus, not the double bonus. Did you consider fouling up 3?
In 17 seconds, there's a lot of things you can think about at that time. I'd like to just get a stop, but 17's a lot, on the clock, and, we trust our defense. It didn't work that time, but we still got the ball back with a chance to win the game. But, there's a few plays in the game I'd like to go back over, and that one that ended the first half was one of them. So that wasn't the only one. But, there's 17 seconds on the clock. That's not really get back. And I thought we had been stopping them and doing a decent job. But I'd like to have a few plays back. That's certainly one of them.
You mentioned the rebounding. Obole and Dortch combined for just 1 rebound. So what can you say about the struggles at the center tonight that went wrong for you guys?
Yeah, it's part of it now. We turned them over a lot, so there's no opportunities to get rebounds. I think the rebounding numbers wouldn't be as drastic if there were some more opportunities. But, we haven't consistently been a great rebounding team, all year. And you're playing a team that they're the number 1 defense in the country coming in, and they're one of the best rebounding teams in the country. So, we obviously got to, get more out of those guys. I think the foul trouble, too, didn't help. He couldn't really get on the floor much, and that didn't help them. But, we all got to chip in. It's our rebounds is a team thing. It's our guards got to rebound. Everyone's got to chip in.
Steve, why did this team respond effort-wise? What was said, what was done? What do you think was the difference between Friday and now?
You could ask these guys it, but I think there was a clear focus on, we're young. We're 7 freshmen and 10 newcomers. So we're learning. You learn from games, and, they know I was not, happy with Indiana. We had really good practices. Our shoot-around today was by far the best one of the year. You hope they, grow a little bit from this stuff and understand that, the practices matter, the scouting report matters, the film sessions matter, everything matters. And sometimes, it's a long season. Guys lose a little focus on what needs to be done in a league like this, playing the teams that we have to play. And I think they did an unbelievable job. They watched the most film in the last couple of days. We practiced extremely hard on Saturday. I gave them Sunday off because of the storm, and they came back and practiced extremely hard. And, obviously you're going to have to play hard against Michigan State, so in physical and all those things. So I think they responded, and I'm pleased, that they did. And, you always wonder, too, with some teams. But this team has had, a little bit of resilience to them, and we got to continue.
You guys went a stretch in between the second half and overtime with 9 minutes without a field goal. I guess what kind of broke down in the half-court offense down the stretch after a solid start shooting the ball?
Yeah, I mean, they got to the free throw line too, so we gave up a lot of points on the free throw line. And, I thought, again, we got some good looks. And, leading up, we got a foul right off the bat in the post. But, yeah, we didn't finish some plays. We left free throws on the table that we needed to, too. So it was all those things. And, got to give these guys, Michigan State is the #1 half-court defense in the nation. So this isn't just another defensive team. Like, they're pretty good, too. And, they did a pretty good job. So I'd like to, give them a little tip of the hat, down the stretch that they kind of buckled up and kind of did what they do.
Jerry, what do you think of the way Haroon played, and what can this type of game do for him?
Yeah, Haroon, I thought he was, terrific. I thought, he had a great focus. But I will tell you, his last 2 practices, he was really good. So he had 2 really good practices leading into this. Shot the ball with confidence. We need that from him. He gives us an outside threat, too. And he's been pretty good on the road. He hasn't been great at home. So it was nice to see the ball going in at home for him. But, 5 guys in double figures, and it was really – to have Dylan Grant. June has been pretty consistent with us, but Dylan kind of looked like himself, from the flu. And, we need him to be really good. And obviously I thought J. Mike had one of his better games, 5 assists and no turnovers. So we got some good efforts from everybody. I just wish they deserved to win tonight, and we didn't. And, I wish they got that feeling in the locker room because they worked hard.
You guys go out to the West Coast up next, out to LA. What can that kind of resilient performance like this do for a team that has 2 straight games, away from home out on the West Coast?
Yeah, I mean it's a long trip out there too, obviously, and you're going to play, two really good teams, and they're very different than, Michigan State. So we have to do a great job of scouting. Our guys, we could play with #7 ranked team in the country, so we can give us confidence. We've played minutes and halves as good as our first half today was as good as we've played. Now we got to string 40 minutes today. We needed 45. We needed 45 against Northwestern, and we got the win. We needed 45 against Oregon, got the win today. The 45 didn't go our way.
Steve, you're only averaging 6 turnovers a game at home. Is there a reason why this team handles the ball so well at home, and can you import that to the road?
Yeah, Jerry, a lot of what we've been trying to do, and these guys will tell you, we've emphasized turnovers as much as any team in the country since you've been here and me. I mean, every day in practice, and, they have to run at the end of practice for turnovers. We tried to, do a really good job, and we spend a lot of time rebounding-wise too. So we've really tried to emphasize those 2 things. I mean, and we've played games where we've been fantastic, and then we've had other games where we've had 19 turnovers, So got to be more consistent in all areas. I think, that's part of what this team has struggled from is just being, let's be consistent, in those areas. And it's always rebounding and always, turnovers with this team. All right.
Thanks, guys.
All right, thanks, guys, for coming. Great crowd today, too, and appreciate you guys being here.